On this brand new episode of Around the World on 8 Plates, it's time to explore a new country, learn how to cook a signature dish of that country, and interview someone from this country so that we can get a better understanding of what this country is all about. Presented to you by National Taiwan Normal University, Common Core Education Committee, Foreign Language Education Division. So,
Which country are we visiting today? Well, it is funny monologue time. Let's see if we can use this monologue to figure out where we're going. Okay, this is a true story, okay? So the other day I was walking and then I tripped. And then I busted my lip. So I basically injured myself. I injured myself. Injuring myself is stupid, right? Oh, that reminds me I need to film for tonight's episode. Well, before we continue, don't forget, if you injure yourself, it's a good idea to be more careful next time. Okay, I'll see you later and we will find out where we're going, okay? I'll see you later.
So the question now is, which country are we visiting today? It's time to say Swagat or welcome to India. And what's the name of the dish that we're going to teach you today? It's a dish called chicken tikka masala. Let's first introduce the country of India.
Okay, now that we're doing season 2, there are a few changes. What are these changes?
In this season, we will introduce the country not by giving you 3 clues. Instead of that, we're going to give you sample itineraries. For the cities of New Delhi, with a side trip to Jaipur, let's start with an itinerary for New Delhi, India.
So, you have landed in New Delhi, India, but you don't know where to go. Well, fret not. Here is a 3-day, 2-night itinerary for New Delhi, India.
For your first day itinerary, you'll be traveling to 5 places within the city of New Delhi. The total travel time will be around 1 hour 17 minutes, and it is advisable to just hire a rickshaw instead of a taxi. There are 3 reasons. 1. Rickshaws are more convenient as they can weave through traffic. Second, rickshaws can give you a local flavor. And finally, they are less expensive than taxis. Now that you have a rickshaw, let's go to the first place of interest, Akshardham Temple. Although taking photos is not allowed or permitted, the temple has many interesting sculptures. Other than the sculptures, there are other things to see as well. There are beautiful gardens, an IMAX theater showing some of India's old traditions. You can also enjoy a cultural boat tour. And if you're lucky, you can even enjoy a water show. Now, from the temple, take the rickshaw to the Red Fort. When I went there, the Red Fort was closed for an event, but locals suggest spending at least 1 to 2 hours at the Red Fort. From the Red Fort, just cross the street and you will find Jail Lal Mandir, a temple for people who practice the religion of Jainism. In this temple, you can even visit a hospital for birds. From a Chinese temple, now we go to a Muslim mosque. So, from Lal Mandir, make your way on foot to Jama Masjid, which is the largest mosque in India. Today, about 17% of Indians follow the Muslim faith, and this almost 400-year-old mosque was a symbol of Islamic power before Hinduism became the most widespread religion in India. It was also the place or site of political significance when India was ruled by the United Kingdom. Now, let's spend some time looking at this beautiful mosque. Another good thing about this mosque is because it sits on a hill, you can see, other than friendly people, the buildings around the mosque. And next to the mosque, you can see many people getting ready for worship or prayer by washing their hands and feet. Now from Jama Masjid, make your way to India Gate. India Gate is in the center of New Delhi, and it is actually a memorial for the soldiers who died during the First World War. Because India was under British rule, around 84,000 soldiers of the British Indian Army died between 1914 and 1921 in the First World War. Unfortunately, when I went there, it was closed for another event. If you are lucky enough to go there and it's open to the public, well, just go and find the names of the soldiers who have died. These names are inscribed on the gate. Although I didn't see the names of these soldiers, I got to see people just exercising and walking around the gate. Now make your way to Humayun's tomb. Built in 1558, this place was designed to be the final resting place for the Mughal Emperor Humayun and other people during that time. What's interesting about this tomb is that it was the first building to use red sandstone at such a big scale. At the top of the tomb is a circular dome, and following Muslim tradition, all of the dead are buried facing the direction of Mecca, the most important city for Muslims. Spend time going to the other buildings in the temple complex and see the other tombs built for the other emperors. You can also go on an adventure and look for the places where the servants used to sleep and work, and figure out or find out why the number 8 was so important or significant to the people living during that time. Now let's spend some time looking at this beautiful place. Now from Humayun's tomb, make your way to Lotus Temple. We've visited a temple for people practicing Jainism and a mosque for those practicing Islam. Now we visit a temple for the people who adhere to the religion called Baha'i House. The Lotus Temple is a Baha'i house of worship, and people who follow this faith believe that all religions are important and that the unity of all people takes precedent over everything else. After visiting so many places on the first day, one can really imagine just how much diversity there is in India. Now, for the second day itinerary, you will take a 5 to 6 hour bus journey from New Delhi to Jaipur. Three things to remember. Number one, take a sleeper bus so it's more comfortable. Number two, bring a blanket because it's cold on bus. And number three, keep an empty bottle in case you need to use the restroom. Although the bus will make stops along the way, there are no restrooms on the bus. For today, you will be making stops at three places. First, depending on where the bus drops you off, take a rickshaw to Jal Mahal. Jaipur is in the province of Rajasthan, and the Jal Mahal Palace is an example of how people in Rajasthan like to design their buildings. The palace sits in the middle of a lake, and it is interesting because sometimes four floors remain underwater when the lake is full of water, so tourists can see only the top floor. Now, from Jal Mahal, make your way to Amer Fort. Amer Fort is one of the most popular destinations for tourists in Jaipur. Other than taking photos, the fort is special because of its gates, cobbled paths, and the beautiful view of Mauta Lake. The architecture of the buildings in the palace complex is a great example of a mixture between Rajput and Mughal architecture. Most of the buildings are made of sandstone and marble, making Amer Fort truly a sight to behold. Although it is a sight to behold, when you go to Amer Fort, try not to take the elephant ride. Although the elephants look like they have been taken care of, but you don't know if they're happy or not. Now, from Amer Fort, go to a secret temple that not many people know about. The name of this temple is, it's a mouthful, Ambikeshwar Mahadev Mandir, and it is very special because it is a very local place that not many tourists visit. Since it is not very crowded, it is a perfect place to take lots of photos. It's also a great place to experience the history of Amir because actually the name Amir is named after this temple. The temple is 5,000 years old, or maybe even older than that. Also, you can actually see Amir Fort from this temple. You can see it from a different vantage point. Let me reiterate why this temple is so special. Because when I went there were no tourists at all. All of the people visiting the temple were locals. So now let us take a few seconds to just enjoy the splendor of this temple.
एकादशी की सविस्तार कथा सुनाइए। उस एकादशी का नाम तथा उसकी विधि क्या है, उसमें से कौन से देवता की पूजा होती है। श्री कृष्ण भगवान बोले कि हे राजन, मैं एकादशी की कथा कहता हूँ तो ध्यानपूर्वक सुनो। एक समय इस एकादशी की पावन कथा को भीष्म पितामह ने लोक के लिए नारद जी से कहा था। एक समय
And now for your third day itinerary. For the third day, the total travel time is only 16 minutes and you will be visiting 3 different places. Start your day at Birla Mandir, Jaipur. It is a Hindu temple that is made of white marble. Now make your way to Hawamahal. Along the way, you will find out why Jaipur is not called a white city but the pink city. The Hawa Mahal is a palace in Jaipur and it is made of pink and red sandstone. The building was designed to look like a honeycomb with 953 windows. Now let's play a game. Do you think there are so many windows because A, they needed it for ventilation since summer temperatures were very high? B, it was a place for women to watch shows on the streets since they had to wear something to cover their face in public. Or C, birds were thought of as a sacred animal, so the windows were places where people used to feed the birds. The correct answer is letter B. The interior or the inside of the palace is also interesting. There are rooms with stained glass windows, beautiful walls, and even a fountain. A good tip is to go to one of the cafes across from the Hawa Mahal so that you can enjoy looking at it without the crowds of people. Now travel on foot from Hawa Mahal to the city palace, one of the most Instagrammable places in the world. As I already mentioned, The city palace has many places where you can take very Instagrammable photos. Besides taking Instagram photos, you can also see carpets that shine like gold, artists who are able to paint in just a few minutes. See where the kings just hang out and relax. Go inside a room that is full of stained glass windows and mirrors on the wall. See how those mirrors work when you turn off all the lights in the room. And, of course, look at beautiful blue walls with paintings inside a room that looks like heaven, and it is actually where the king hangs out during summer. Now, let's take a few moments to look at these beautiful places as we finish our 3 day itinerary of New Delhi and Jaipur.
Now, because of time constraints, we weren't able to visit all the beautiful places in New Delhi, India. So, if you have more time, here is a list of places that you might be interested in if you have more time.
Now, let's introduce some basic information about India. Before we learn how to cook today's dish and to understand India better, let us quickly learn more about India. Here's a postcard showing us the flag, some basic information, and the location of India on the map. Finally, continue reading to find out why India is called a subcontinent. Finally, it is cooking time. For today's dish, you will need the following ingredients. For the marinade, first you'll need 800 grams of chicken, and then you'll need 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1.5 teaspoons garam masala, salt to taste, 1 cup of yogurt, pepper to taste, 4 to 5 garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of ginger, and finally 1 teaspoon of chili powder. If you don't know where to buy these ingredients, just go to Trinity Indian Store in Taipei. And now for the sauce. You will need the following: turmeric powder 1 teaspoon, salt to taste, cumin 1.5 teaspoons, garam masala 1.5 teaspoons, cilantro 4 tablespoons, sugar 1 teaspoon, cream 1 cup, coriander powder 1.5 teaspoons, tomato sauce 1.5 cups, ghee or butter 2 tablespoons, chili powder 1 teaspoon, 2 small onions, 4 to 5 garlic cloves, and again you'll need 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Step 1. Put everything you need for the marinade in a bowl. Step 2. Mix everything and marinate for at least 10 minutes. After marinating, it is time to brown the chicken. Make sure both sides of the chicken are brown before going to the next step. Now it's time to cook the chicken. First, in a hot pan, put in some ghee and some oil. If you don't have any ghee, then you can use butter as a substitute. When the oil and the ghee or the butter are hot, it is time for you to add the onions and the garlic. When the onions and the garlic are slightly brown, add the spices. Then add the tomato sauce and the cream and mix. Now put the chicken back into the pan. Add water if you think the sauce is too thick, and cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. Top with cilantro and serve with plain rice. And there you have it, the recipe for chicken tikka masala. Now it's time for the written recipe. In case you need it, here is a written recipe for chicken tikka masala. Feel free to share in the comments how yours turned out. I know during this pandemic, it's difficult and dangerous to travel abroad. The good thing is we can taste a bit of India right in the comfort of our own home. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe to get weekly video recipes. Anyway, enough talking. Here is the written recipe. Now it's time to meet our special guest. So now let's meet our special guest, Mr. Aman Gupta. He's going to try some Taiwanese snacks and tell us what he thinks about them.
Try it.
Let me try.
You have to go like try the middle part because the sides don't have the pineapple. Did you taste the middle part? Did you taste the pineapple?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some stuffs of pineapples
Uh-huh.
inside it.
Yep.
Stuffing is there
Uh-huh.
and it's good.
It's good. 1 to 10.
So I will rate it 8.5.
Okay,
It's
8.5.
guys second item,
Sun cake.
sun cake, right?
So
I'm
be
going
careful,
to-
it's going to like be messy, okay?
Okay, it's a little
Yeah.
bit messy.
Yep. Did you try the middle?
1 minute. Yeah,
Yeah?
it's like wheat,
Wheat, yeah?
wheat
And
and
it's sweet in the middle, right?
sweet in the middle. Yeah. So, but I didn't get any stuffing of some syrups was there.
Really?
Yeah, but stuffing is not there.
Oh, you don't taste the stuffing at all?
Quite good.
Quite good. 1 to 10.
Mm, I will rate it 7.5.
7.5. So the first one was better. The
First one
pineapple
is
cake.
better, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Chapati? What's chapati?
Chapati is something like a wheat
Uh-huh.
roti. Usually we Indian take chapatis at night for our food, dinner. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But it's same quality of that things
Yes.
put here.
But chapati is for salty food.
Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay. So I'll try chapati tonight.
yeah, you can. So I'm going to try the next item.
Yes.
Which is rice cookies.
Yep.
So it's look like biscuits.
It's like biscuits, yeah.
It's little bit salty.
It's a little salty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Different from the first two, because the
Yeah.
first two are sweet.
First two are sweets, but it's little bit salty like biscuit.
Uh-huh.
It's good also.
It's good.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
I will rate it 7.5.
7.5
This one
also. Okay.
Where are we going next? Find out in the first week of December as we upload another episode of Around the World on 8 Plates. Now let's do some TOEIC reading questions. In this part, you're going to read some reading passages, each with 2 to 5 questions. For each question, choose the answer which you think fits best according to the text. Finally, here's the answer key. If you want to know the explanation for these answers, please email me at jojo.tang.hx@gmail.com. Where are we going next? Find out in the first week of December as we upload another episode of Around the World on 8 Plates.